Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Strife Championship Series qualifying tournament number 1. We are in the second day where we go through the losers bracket, and right now we have the game between Pls and eSkt. Already these guys have started their picks and bans, and this is a best of 3, meaning it is a decider match. The winner of this match will qualify for the Strife Championship Series. I want to hear you guys hype in chat. In the meantime, we do have the bans. Featherstone and Bow, so one of the tanks banned, that's pretty standard, and Featherstone is one of those late game powerhouses that can wreck an entire team fight if you let him get to his late game, as well as if you let him basically keep auto-attacking your team the entire time.
Yeah, we've seen a few Featherstones do some serious damage. We've also seen teams very, very good at shutting him down, so even when he manages to make it through picks and bans, he kind of gets destroyed a lot of the time. I haven't seen that many Featherstones been able to position properly to make use of that. So it's where people are banning it because they don't want to deal with that damage, and they're also doing certain pick ban strategies. But as of right now, anybody who gets has been able to handle it. So it's an iffy ban right now. Bow, way more standard. Get rid of one of the tanks. We saw Mantikias go ham in the last game. He had some of the greatest bow initiations I've ever seen. 4-man bow initiations into walls. A lot of good control there. On the side of Pls, yes. On the side of Pls, on the left side, they have picked up Bastion, Rook, and Ray. So high burst potential out of Ray, high burst potential on ADC out of Rook. Very good at taking towers, actually. And Bastion for their main tank initiation. On the other side, Claudessa, Vermilion, Malady, Shank. Two good pick potential tanks, a good pick potential burst mage, and then Vermilion, who kind of an old school style AD carry. He just sort of auto attacks and auto attacks and auto attacks.
Yeah, definitely. And Vermilion also has an escape, which lends to the rest of their team comp pretty well, but it looks like so far, eSkt is going for more of a pick comp. They have Malady and Shank, very, very good for making picks, and Claudessa really follows up with that really easily as well. So basically, when Malady gets her rocket boots, her skill shot on the Q, the Whirlwind, is going to be able to knock people up and stun them for a few seconds. Also does a pretty good amount of burst damage. And then the rest of Malady's kit really lends itself well to burst, especially her ultimate. Shank, again, has the hook that you can also move while you have someone hooked. So you can hook, dash, dash, and suddenly you've covered 4 times the distance of rocket boots with a hook. So it can be pretty ridiculous when you want to make plays, when you want to make picks. And Claudessa's Dragon's Reach also allows her to follow up on the picks really easily, bringing them further back towards their own team. So eSkt with a pretty good pick comp so far. We'll have to see what their last pick is going to be. Meanwhile, Pls looking to take Bastion, Rook, Ray, Trixie, and Harrower, so they're looking a little bit more towards the late game. They have a really good late game comp. They've got Rook and Harrower. Those are both pretty much known for their late games, as well as Bastion. Bastion can initiate really, really easily, and since Bow has been taken down, Bastion's the only one of the 3 tanks left, Bastion, Claudessa, and Bow, who still has a really good initiation. Claudessa has... The Dragon's Reach can be an initiation, but it's harder to land than a lot of other abilities. Oftentimes you can see it coming and juke it. Lady Tinder really just ends up rounding out their pick comp even more with Lady Tinder's Vines, so that's something that they're definitely looking towards.
Yeah, they on the side of Pls, their composition is again pretty balanced. Sometimes teams get outpicked, especially if the double tank gets onto one team or another. They have Bastion on tank, Rook on ADC, Ray for their main burst mage, Trixie for a support mage, and Harrower is sort of their bruiser solo laner. So there's a couple of options. They could send Rook to solo lane. We'll see what they decide to do there. And then later Tinder over on the side of eSkt. Again, not as perfect in terms of its balance. They've got tank out of Claudessa, bruiser out of Shank, Verm, Malady, Tinder. But the thing about Shank is a lot of his value is in that hook. So as a bruiser, if they're missing those picks on the hook, they're going to run into trouble. Now they've gone with Lady Tinder, so they have the Bindweed. That's a second hook, so they've got 2 hooks. I guess you can kind of count Claudessa as a hook-ish. And then Malady's knock-up pick potential. So eSkt going for lane control rotations and pick potential. Papa Please, a little bit more even. They've got some siege. They've got a little bit of pick. They've got some good team fight. They're on more of an even ground, and aren't going for as aggressive as a team composition.
Yeah, so one thing we have to keep in mind are the lanes. So Papa Please are probably going to end up sending Harrower Bot, Rook Trixie up in the top lane, and we've seen Rook Trixie do very, very well. Basically, Trixie gets them low using a lot of poke, using the laser, as well as the pot shot, and then afterwards Rook can use his grapple to get into the fight, to get behind them, to get closer to them, do whatever they need, and then after that they can easily follow up and pick up the kill there. So that's a very strong lane.
Yep, so we are 30 seconds out of spectator delay. We've seen Papa Please play very, very well. It's the Papa and Senpai. That one's going to mess me up later down the line. We've seen them play their compositions very, very well. We haven't seen anything out of eSkt. We actually haven't casted any of their matches. So, who do you think is going to be able to take this matchup? I'm leaning towards Papa Please right now. And he'll be back in a minute. So I'm leaning towards Papa Please. I don't know what you guys in the chat think. Make sure you guys are voting for who you think will win on the straw poll. We are getting into this first best of 3 here. So this has been a double elimination tournament. This is the SCS Qualifier number 1. We'll be having Qualifier number 2 next weekend. Same format, double elimination. Anybody can sign up if you think you have what it takes. You can sign up to play in the event. Right now we're into the lower half we're into the losers bracket. This is one of 2 best of 3s. This is Papa Please versus eSkt. Second best of 3 is going to be Kaizen versus Senpai Please Notice Me, and we are into game. They will be loading up momentarily. And Azaraki is now back, and I asked you, and you walked away on me. Who do you think is going to win this?
So who do I think is going to win this? Both teams have pretty good comps. I might have to give this away to... it's a tough one. It's a really tough one. I think I might say Papa Please. I sort of believe in their hype. Yeah, we have seen them play, and eSkt has been playing extremely well as well, but I personally think the comp lends itself to Papa Please just overall better. As long as they are wary about the eSkt pick potential, then they're probably going to be able to stay as a group, try not to get picked, and they might be able to take the victory off of that. So that's what my prediction for this game is going to be. It is a best of 3, so whichever team loses this still has another chance to come back if they win their next 2 games in a row. And so far in the tournament, during the first day, all we've seen were 2 O's during the best of 3 section, and that was SG going through and Flipside Tactics going through as well. So those 2 are the teams that are already through. And we're going to be seeing an NA versus EU battle here as well. Papa Please is EU, and eSkt is NA. So that's going to be something that can give you guys in chat a little bit of extra hype towards either of these 2 teams.
Yep, represent your region, regional pride. Let's be honest. Every region banding together as long as we're against Korea.
No Koreans in Strife yet.
Or maybe that's just League of Legends. I think
too
that's
busy
just
with League of Legends.
If we make League of Legends jokes...
It's StarCraft, too. League of Legends and StarCraft.
But StarCraft is just all Korea.
But when there isn't a Korea, like when Snoot plays, you root for Snoot. Come on. you just have to. I think the exception is Idra, but...
Nonetheless, little bit of a change up here. Are they actually doing this? They're sending a 2v1 bottom lane. They've gone with a full lane swap. I don't think I've ever seen this happen in Strife, at least not in any of the matches in our event. And this is interesting. So Lag is going to get the bonus experience off of the Burrow blowing through the first wave really, really fast. But if they can zone him out, if viability steps up, they may be able to force Lag back, and he won't gain any advantage there. Now, I don't know how Claudessa does that well in a 2v1, but I feel as if the Burrow bots plus the damage from Ripa is just kind of going to destroy Ferret. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. He's already forced back under his tower. Lag is not getting forced out in the same way, mostly because he's ranged, and this is just, a completely different turn of events. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, one thing we really need to watch out in terms of Ferret, what he needs to do is make sure that he builds early pretty well. Like right now, he's got the... Oh, mid lane, Malady's taken down extremely low, but he's already got regen on both health and mana, which is a good start. Hopefully he gets the dampening cloak pretty soon, and that's going to mitigate a lot of the damage Fable's going to be able to do. And at that point, he just sits in there, wave clears with the claw, and after that just starts healing himself through any poke that eSkt would be able to, or sorry, Papa Please would be able to do.
Huge damage down on the lag. They've got a lot of slows there, a little bit more damage. 1 or 2 more auto attacks. Is he going to go under? He is going to bounder dash, and he doesn't finish the job. He's going to get the regen off of a potion, I believe. Or no, he blocked the damage and was able to survive that. I worry about Ferret. This tower is so low. Yeah, they have a little bit of gold advantage because they've been denying lag, but he's going to be able to heal back up with a potion. Vermilion will do a ton of damage to this tower, but I don't think this tower is going to last that long for Ferret. He's missed a lot of these dragon reaches. It's very, very low. He's going to get stunned down. Ripa picks up his blood. Fable was going to be able to back up, and that is huge in favor of Papa Please. Now, they may lose this bottom tower, maybe a tower for tower trade, but they've got Wubby rotating in on his Trixie. We've seen how devastating that can be. He's going to throw out the pot shot, lays in the laser, and now eSkt, or Taylor Morn is really, really low. He's going to fall. And that is just so bad for eSkt. They've lost that first tower already. They weren't able to answer, and they initiated the lane swap. This is going to be Malady rotating in, is going to get off the Wolf. Gets stunned out by Fable. Phenomenal play there. He's going to get knocked up, but is Malady going to be able to get out of there? He will. And that's going to be Ferret being able to defend for a little while, but T-Rav... There we go. T-Rav is going to be forced to back, and, you know, an unprofitable rotation. Tailor-made fell. This is not looking good for eSkt already.
Yeah, and on top of that, with the lane swap, one thing that Papa Please already has an advantage on is Baldir control. That's really big early game, and it doesn't necessarily translate very well when you think about eSkt's Sendara control, because it's too early in the game to take Sendara, and by the time where teams actually start being in position, start ramping up, and start getting powerful enough to take Sendara, it'll be mid-game, and the rotations will be all over the map rather than lanes with numbers advantage ends up winning. So eSkt is able to take that tower back into their favor in the bot lane, but it's already a pretty huge swing over on the side of Papa Please. The 2v1 didn't quite work out very well in their favor. Papa Please got the superior pushing top lane, and even though Lag got forced out of gold for a little bit, he's definitely coming back with a couple of the ganks that happened. Meanwhile, we're seeing a rotation towards the mid lane.
I think eSkt underestimated the burst damage. Now we've got a full team rotation out of both sides, Viability waiting around the backside to land that bindweed, and he decides he doesn't think he can do that. Bastion is going to go forward, and Shook takes a ton of damage, or Shock takes a ton of damage. It's going to be the stun out from the Ray, a little bit more damage down to Ripa, and they'll pick up the kill. That was huge.
That was indeed huge, and now they're going to start pushing down the mid lane a little bit more. eSkt is going to start rotating Ferret over towards the mid lane, and if he comes here undetected, then they're going to be able to make plays off of that. Fable gets taken low, but doesn't look like anyone's going to initiate yet, and Papa Please is going to be disengaging.
Ooh, nice blind weave dash forward combo. Are they going to get Wubby? They're going to knock him back. Terry has to back up. He's going to fall, and they're going to pick up Wubby, so a 1-for-1 right now. They're chasing down on Zaiku. He's going to be able to juke away with a nice razor play, and he missed it, and the hook is going to miss a good hide and seek there. Now they've turned on to Rip a little bit more damage. Nice stun. They're going to knock back Fable. Viability so low. One more auto attack, and he's going to fall. Can they pick up Rippa? Taylor Made needs 1 or 2 more auto attacks, but the shield is there, and now Zaiku is cutting through the enemy team. Ferret is going to be able to draw away some of his aggro. Such a phenomenal shield and great play. Oh, Zaiku, he needs to be careful. The Dragon's Reach is going to come out. It's not going to land onto any targets. Terry is there. He's going to take a ton of damage from Wubby. That laser hits so hard. He lays down the wall to help get himself out of trouble. T-Rav is going to be able to save his team there, but that should have been a huge play for eSkt, and they got outmaneuvered. Lag is still pushing.
Lag is still pushing, and on top of that, Wubby landed a 4-man cauldron with the pot shot, and that's going to be forcing eSkt to back off most of their team. We saw T-Rav, he only had 20 health left. That's not enough to keep up the counter siege, and at this point Rip is going to go for it, shields himself and the minions. T-Rav is here though. Let's see what they can do about it.
clearing out the minions a little bit, uses the whirlwind to help do that. TaylorMade is there, so they have numbers. Claudette's actually down in the bottom lane. Ferret looking to keep this tower alive as long as he can. But again, I think eSkt, they miscalculated on that 2v1, and that's setting them pretty far behind. Ray's up in the top lane farming, and TaylorMade wants to make a play. They really need to gain advantage in one of these lanes right now, and it's either going to be by bringing down lag in bot lane or making a play here in the mid. T-Rab doesn't have his ultimate yet, and that lack of level 6 is really starting to hurt them.
Yeah, one thing I really like about Papa Please's play is that even though they're pushing down the mid lane and they're putting pressure there, we see Ray over up in the top lane who's been pushing the top lane as well, making sure that this tower stays as healthy as possible. So that's going to really help put the tower advantage, or continue to put the tower advantage into Papa Please's favor. Whereas this tower down here, you can see it's almost dead, which is the exact opposite of what's the case in the top lane. So even though so far there's a 1-for-1 tower trade, if you look at the health of this tower and the health of this tower compared to the health of this tower and this tower, it's so much more in the favor of Papa Please. Just one more push and they can take both mid and bot tower.
Ooh, so much damage down on the TaylorMade. That potshot laser combo was huge, and they also used the hook out of shock, and they've already lost that one. Tower goes forward, Bastion decides to keep diving, a little bit more damage. They're gonna pick up the kill. Rippa gets T-Rab, TaylorMade goes down to Zyku, and Shock is so low. I want to call him Shook so much. Rippa taking a bunch of damage. Shock takes a huge hit right there. They continue onto the tower. Down comes the Tinder plant. That'll help push them off. But eSkt is just up against the wall. Strife has such an accelerated pace. I don't know if they can get this game back under control, and if they don't within the next 5 minutes or so, they're gonna just have to start looking towards what they're gonna do into the second game.
Yeah, it's also possible that since this is a best-of-3 series, eSkt was just trying out the strategy, seeing if it worked, seeing if they could get an early cheese win, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. This tower is going to get rotated upon really quickly. Even if Fable and Wubby go for the gank and don't get the kill on Ferret, they're going to be able to force this tower really easily.
Yep, on to Ferret. He's going to go down. He's pretty much been left alone. Ferret, I feel, has been abandoned a little bit this game. Not really because his team wanted to, but because they had to. They, that early 2v1 kind of got them outmaneuvered. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, a lot of damage down to Zyku. He's going to fall. Good play there by T-Rav. Ran through the full burst combo. That's what eSkt is going to need. They're going to need a lot of those picks. Now T-Rav looking to find something, possibly onto this Bastion. There's the rotation in from TaylorMade and from Viability. They're sitting on this Baldir. They may decide to two-man this and keep people busy in the middle lane. Knock up onto Repa. He takes a little bit of damage there. A good placed wall. Shock goes forward, gets stunned out. In comes Fable. He's going to help pick up the kill. Shock is going to go down. They're still doing this Baldir, so they may pick this up, but I don't think it's going to be worth the deaths and the continuous tower damage. Ferry is down the bottom lane, continuously being pushed by lag, and now Zyku coming from the side. Can Viability take this? Viability will get the Baldir, but it may cost him his life. Zyku going to go forward. TaylorMade is going to be able to back in the bush. Viability, being a great support, gets stunned out by the Rook ultimate. In comes the Bastion. He's going to miss. The shield is there. He's really just going to run in circles and try and keep them busy. He'll go down. Will he go down?
Yeah, he's got him pinned.
Rippa's got him, and meanwhile in the bottom lane, Ferret taking a ton of damage. That laser hits really, really hard. Wubby has done a really good shot with those pot shot laser combinations, and Lag is there to just continue the pushing. I mean, they're clawing some gold back, but they're giving up a lot in the process. Mostly, a lot of it is map control.
Yeah, a lot of map control is being missed out upon right now, and it looks like Papa Please are going to start focusing their efforts in the top lane. They feel content to leave Lag down here to just 1v1 Ferret. He's been doing a really good job, and he's been getting pushing power the entire time. And meanwhile, the rest of Papa Please look to find maybe an engagement. They do have to watch out for the Shock hook. However, it looks like they're just going to back off and keep trying to rotate around the map as fast as possible. Mid lane's starting to push for eSkt, but over here, Wubby... what? Oh, he just wanted to face check that bush without face checking it. I was like, no, the minions are not over there, Wubby, but that was actually a good play to make sure that there was no one on eSkt that was waiting for him in that bush. And over up near top lane, we have a little bit of a duel Zyku against Viability. Ziku's going to continue to push this, and again, we have that 1-3-1 pushing strategy from eSkt, or from Papa Please, that's going to keep giving them a ton of control. And a huge rotation down here. Papa Please send 3 members towards the bottom lane. Even if they don't pick up a kill, they might be able to force this tower. Yeah,
they've got the numbers advantage to continue to push things down. And also, right now, Fable hits pretty hard. He's got that Crystal and Shiv at about 10 minutes, which is pretty good. So does Wubby, so there's a lot of good magic damage and burst potential. Now, that pot shot isn't going to land onto anything. Shock looking for his hook. He needs to find a target. Oh, he went into the bush thinking they were there. If he'd sent it down the line, he might have caught Fable. A little bit of damage there down onto Rippa. A nice pot shot through everybody is going to slow them down. Rippa decides to dive forward. Ferret taking a lot of damage, trying to bring down Wubby. Meanwhile, in the back line, they do bring down T-Rad. He will fall, and Wubby's actually able to back out of that. Another phenomenal pot shot. Laser comes through that death ray, bringing the death to Ferret. And now Shock will fall. Heror picks up the double kill. This is going to be a tower. I don't know how eSkt is going to come back from this. The early advantage is huge.
The early advantage led to... We're sitting at about 9,000 in terms of the gold lead for Papa Please, and it's just going to keep skyrocketing in their favor as they continue this global map pressure. Really good, and the entire time Ziku is still in the top lane, pushing down this tower right over here. So they're putting pressure everywhere. Lady Tinder is the one who's forced to defend, because if they send anyone else, they're losing out on so much either damage or pick potential that they simply can't do it. And now it looks like Ferret is on his way towards the top lane. That is the main tank for eSkt, so if they get into a huge engagement, then they're not going to have that big tanky aspect of Claudessa up there. Raymine will spot out visibility, and they know where most of eSkt is. That's going to let them play for Baldir.
Yep, fair and viability coming around the side. They want to get near this Baldir, but Lag and Zyku have pretty much got this. Lag doing most of the tanking and has no problem doing it. I don't think eSkt wants to engage here in the jungle, but they have to start finding some of the picks. They've got a great pick potential. Dragon's Reach, Binding Weed, and the hook at it, and the manacle at a shank. Like, just so many ways to just grab a target. They should be able to make something happen.
You would think they would, but Papa Please is doing a really good job of positioning themselves in a place where they don't really get caught out. Even when they are sieging a tower, they're either behind minions or behind Rippa, who, let's be honest, if you pull Rippa, you're not really accomplishing much for your team. He's super tanky at this point. Let's actually take a look at his items. He's got a finished Elderstone with a lot of regen on it, Health Crystal on top of that, and he's also got a couple of Power Shards. In his kit, he has a shield as well, so if he ever gets grabbed, he can have a little bit of burst, or a little bit of extra burst tankiness. So that's going to be very strong in terms of just letting him survive. And on top of that, if you pull him into the fight, he's going to be able to use his ultimate, which will AoE slow and damage everyone near him. So Bastion is certainly not the best target to pick when you want to try to start a fight, when you want to try to pick someone out of position. And if they do pull him and they focus their efforts on him, the rest of Papa Please will easily be able to whittle down the rest of eSkt, and that's going to be a one fight for Papa Please. So what eSkt really needs to do is they need to find a pick on a squishy hero, basically anyone that's not Rippa, maybe not Lag at this point either. That probably wouldn't be a great pull. And they need to catch them out of position as well. In this situation right here, if eSkt pulls anyone, they're going to be able to get away. They have rocket boots, they have dashes on their kit.
A lot of damage. Oh my god, the Trixie hits so hard. That's going to be Ferret getting taken low. They do hook onto Rippa, get a nice Dragon Reach back onto Fable and Zyku. Zyku is going to have to hide and seek away. He's going to dash away. Shock goes down. So much damage. Oh my god, that pot shot was destructive. Double kill for Zyku, double kill for Bastion. Can they pick up viability a little bit more? He's gonna go forward. It's gonna be Wubby who picks up the final kill. Ace for Papa Please. They're pushing onto this tower. They should be able to get themselves a generator. This is so bad. That may be the end.
Yeah, 13 minutes into the game. This is by no means a long game, but Papa Please have taken control, and eSkt, you know, just not a very strong level 1. The lane swap definitely didn't work out for them. And they're definitely going to have to change up their strategy for Game 2. Again, it's possible that for Game 1, they decided to go for the early 2v1 lane swap just to see what happens, see if they can get an early cheese game, but Papa Please handled it really well. They were able to force their 2v1 in the top lane. They were able to force that push to happen a lot faster, so they got the global gold from the tower earlier. Lag was able to stay kept up in terms of farm. He did a really good job being ranged of farming out a lot of creeps, especially under the tower. And overall, Papa Please won the pushing war, they won the control war, and they also had 2 people mid and 2 people top. That's 4 people who can easily rotate over to Baldir, while eSkt had 2 people mid and 1 person top, so that's 3 people who could rotate over to Baldir. Not as big of a man advantage for eSkt, and that's one of those reasons all combined are some of the big reasons why Papa Please got off to such an early lead. Gonna see them try to catch out eSkt right here.
Ripa says, you have not caught me. I have found you. I am a pick he's a pick comp of 1 right now. He was able to do so much damage to T-Rav and viability that, you know, I would be terrified if I were eSkt right now of just what Ripa can do to their backline. Ferret is waiting around on the side. Maybe they can find the pick. He's gonna walk right into Wubby. Does a little bit of damage there. Viability wanted to get up the shot. Oh my god, that snipe right into the backline. Shock misses the hook, but that was so much damage out of the ultimate coming out from Ray. He just burned right through T-Rav. Now Ferret taking a ton of damage. He's really tanky, but why is he walking forward? He's going to get brought down. Fable picks up the double kill. Ripa walks away, and that is going to be a 2-for-0 and the tower. Lag just pushes towers. Lag doesn't even fight. He's just like, yeah, guys, you do what you do, and I'm going to just continue to push these towers. You do you. I'm going to push these towers. Ripa, you know, he's been a really good force. Goes in, just destroys Shock. Not Shock. Viability taking a lot of damage there. T-Rav, he needs to be careful, just gets burned down. 1 shot and just destroyed by Lag. That dash empowered, or that empowered basic attack off of his Q. I don't know what eSkt can do. If there were a surrender option in Strife, I'd surrender. I'd take some time. I'd rethink the strategy. And right now, this is the kind of thing that'll break their mental focus in a best of 3.
If any of you saw that, Visibility was walking out of the fountain over here. He got to about here. Then he took a super long range pot shot from Trixie plus the mystic damage, got down to half health, and then decided to run back to the base to heal back up and run out of it again. That is how much damage Wubby is doing right now. And really everyone on the side of Papa Please. That's going to be a free Sindar for them, no contesting whatsoever. And if we look at Ripa's build, because his Q is nuking people pretty well, he's got quite a bit of power on Neverwinter Charm. He built those out of 2 power shards. He's got power boots, and it looks like Breath of Oracles is up to its level 4, so he did decide to max that either first or second. And at this point, eSkt is resorting to trying to go for a bushwhack or a high ground whack. Ooh, potshot doesn't reach it. It actually destroys a little bit of the environment. I did not know that could happen, but that's really cool.
Did it really? No.
The pot shot landed right. One of the bounces was right in the tree, the really dead tree right underneath the bush where eSkt is staying, and it destroyed a rock.
Oh, look on the Fable. He walked into the wrong bush. Oh my god, that damage! Oh, that's gonna be shot onto Ferret. The ultimate comes in from Rook. Can he get off a long range pot shot? Trixie, no. Wubby doesn't land that shot, but Ray almost pulled a 0. That 1v5 them. That was crazy. This generator's going down very, very fast. Ferret is there. The Tinder Plant will help them at least clear out and will reduce the push. Actually, Ripa doesn't care about the Tinder Plant. Goes in onto TaylorMade, does a ton of damage, has turned on to Ferret. Ferret is very, very low.